Hi, I am Lindsey Sonnier. I'm a recruiter here at Vaddo Incorporated, and I've been working at the company here for about a year now. And I'm originally from Houston, where I reside now. I grew up in a family of five. I have two older sisters. Um, and we grew up here in the Woodlands area where I'm currently living now as well. Um, I would say nothing too exciting, pretty normal childhood as far as that goes. I would say my biggest thing that I was involved in as far as growing up, I did do a lot of different things. My oldest sister was really into cheerleading, so I did that for a little while with her. And then my middle sister was really into horseback riding, so I did that with her for a little bit. And then finally figured out kind of what I liked myself. I actually started seventh and eighth grade in public school for the first time. I grew up going to private school, and so going into public school was a little bit different of a process for me, from five kids in my entire grade to 300. So my mom told me, she's like, you should really join some like smaller group within school that you can, make friends with, connect with. And so I ended up trying out for show choir, which is kind of like dancing and singing, kind of like theater stuff without the acting part. And so I ended up doing that for the 2 years in junior high. And I gained a lot of really great team building skills within that, and also a lot of leadership skills, specifically in high school. I want to say it was probably junior year. I've always really been interested in art, but was never really good at drawing, wasn't really good at painting either. And then I kind of found out that there was a big market for, especially on YouTube, for makeup artists and stuff like that. So I just kind of started watching videos of people doing it. Started teaching myself how to do different things that they've tried. And then once I graduated high school, I actually went to a school for makeup. It was a 4-week course. I learned how to do bridal makeup using like airbrushing and stuff like that. I learned how to do body painting and special effects, which is my favorite. Actually, I had a business for a little bit before we moved up to Colorado a few years ago. I did both my sister's weddings for makeup, and I did a few other small things for like Halloween and stuff like that, just having a different clients, kind of just doing stuff like that for my own business for a while, which is actually why I started going to school for my degree in marketing. And then kind of in, being able to try and figure out how to market myself, I found a love for HR. And that's kind of what led me into finishing my degree, both in marketing and HR, and really having that passion for the psychology side of business. But definitely all kind of stemmed from the makeup side, which is kind of what led me here, which is kind of really cool to have that connection with it. The two aren't connected at all, but kind of brought me here. I had just finished my degree, and I started the job search, and I knew I was going to a year of dating my partner, and he was in College Station. We were both wanting to move to Houston, so I started looking for places in Houston, and I believe I came across Vaddo on ZipRecruiter, and I saw Recruiter. I actually didn't know too much about what recruiting entailed, but I know at my previous position working at a retail store, I was the assistant manager and recruited a lot of off the floor. And I was like, oh, well, I kind of have some experience in that. I mean, might as well apply, see what happens. And then I got reached out by Whitney, and she reached out to me the next day. They were the fastest response that I've ever gotten. So that was like my first really good impression for me. That Whitney reached out immediately. She set me up with the digital interview. I completed that, and then she called me and set me up for an interview with her. And then I got an interview with Ryan, and I started working part-time, 3 to 5 hours a day, 5 days a week in Colorado, just online. Whitney ended up training me, and I did that for about a month, and then moved here and went straight into full-time for the last year. There's so many like great things that you can learn from a position like this, and working with Ryan and Dean. I've learned so much about not only this business, but about myself, and I really I am in a very different place than when I started, and I owe that a lot to their help and their guidance, and they're both really amazing managers, and I love working with them. It's really nice being able to put to use not only everything that I learned in school, but also being able to really connect with people on a daily basis, which is something that I've always really been interested in, and helping people in the business side, find that perfect position for themselves. And It's been really cool to see the people that I've hired here and how happy they are. That's like one of the most fulfilling things that I think from this position specifically. There's one thing that I put it in, as my motto because it really speaks to me a lot. Something that I learned, you get kind of in this mode of comparing yourself to everybody else or, other people in the company who might be ahead of you. But something that I always have to remember is to not compare your chapter 1 to somebody else's chapter 30. A lot of people at the gym, they've been doing this for the past 10 years now. I just started, and you can't compare yourself to somebody who's had so much more time and experience than you have. So you just got to keep focusing on yourself. I think that's the most important thing, is to focus on yourself and just keep moving forward. That's all I really can say about it.